Jonathan, I believe 11 starts and 15 appearances for you last year. How much did last season sort of improve your confidence as a player and develop you?
Well, even before last season, I've always been a pretty confident player. I work hard, do my due diligence. I put the work in off the field and in the field in the weight room. But that definitely is a great season to have under your belt. Just to add that, to the bag. Just building off of that, of course, you have my stats that I made. I'm just trying to, better myself off of those and just continue to develop as a player and as a young man.
We'll go over here on the back row to the right side.
Right here. So with the loss that you had last season against Alabama in the national championship, what is like your mental preparation going into the new season?
Every day's a work day, really no days off. After a loss like that, coming down to the last seconds, you really just start to see that, football really is truly a game of inches. And, any given Saturday, any given moment, something different can happen to change the outcome of a game. So you want to, make sure you prepare and do your best to make sure you are that difference maker, that, you put your team in the best position, to win a game. And I think we're just taking it one day at a time and making sure, every day is its own day, and you put as much work in as you can, and you just kind of double those days up and just continue to do it until you get where you want to be.
Go right here on the front row to the right side.
Just talked with Kirby, and he was talking about how much the loss to Alabama is fuel for the players. So this is a two-part question. One, how much did that loss hurt and stick with you guys, and how much fuel is that loss for going into this season?
I mean, every season is long, but when you start getting into like the college playoffs and, especially when you make it to the national championship and you're in that home stretch, that's a lot of football. I mean, that's a lot of weeks. You're putting in a lot of work, and to put in all that work and to come up short, definitely, that hits home, that hurts. And, especially, I'm in Atlanta, I live in Tucker, Georgia, I'm right at home, and just to have all my people come out and, kind of come up short, and then to see me, kind of down for a minute, it's tough. I mean, that's just the honest to God truth. It is very tough. But as soon as the game was over, I watched it on the iPad, and I saw the good things that we did, and you can't but help. Just kind of after watching the game, you realize you did a lot of good things, but you also realize there's so much you could have done differently, like more things that you could have done. You could have done this better. You could have done that better. And it just kind of makes you, like, want that more. You kind of want to go for that last little bit of, like, that last little crumb. You just want to reach out and grab that and attain that, and you just continue to work until you get that.
Go to the front row over here on the left side.
Jonathan, Kirby Smart talked about his first year at Georgia, that some of the players didn't always embrace how hard practice was and everything that was asked, and he said the second year was a lot better. Did you notice that difference in the buy-in from year to 1 to 2?
Most definitely. I mean, you have a new coach come in, there's always going to be some type of, rebuilding period. We did have a lot of guys, our leadership was nowhere near what it is now. Last year we had a great group of senior leaders, and obviously that, speaks for itself. But practice was definitely different. We did team run, and it was just like another period of practice, you know what I mean? And just kind of not saying going through the motions. Everybody will work hard. You work and sweat. You're at football practice. It's not going to be easy. But we didn't make it as hard as we should have. And this past year, practice was crazy. You would practice so hard that you would think the game was practice, and then the practice was the game, honestly. We had team run periods that we would do 15-play racks, and then start them over if it weren't good enough, if they weren't physical enough. You had your guys that you practice with every day, that you love, your brothers across from you who literally became your enemies for 12 minutes for a team run period, because you knew that if you didn't go hard for him and he didn't go hard for you, you would not be able to do it in the game. And we just kind of adopted that mentality, and then it was really just something beautiful. It was literally poetry in motion, and you got guys that are out there trying to gun for each other's neck and stuff like that, and as soon as it's over, we're all back, laughing and giggling, hanging out, loving on each other. And like once you get to that point and you have everyone that knows what is expected when you step onto that field and knows what is expected at practice, it really is powerful.